Hello guys, welcome back to a new video of Blackmire. I said in the previous video where I made the Turbine, the right skin, that I was gonna make a little like part 2 of this where I'm kind of like finishing off this area, adding a lot of stuff and detail, a lot of clutter as you all know. And then I will also go in and make a little bit of the queue line for the Turbine as well. And just make the underground beneath this path here a little bit better and prettier and steampunky. So what you're seeing me struggling with here in the start is just some normal water tanks or like oil tanks, or what do you say. I just felt like I needed something, and I know it's not like they're not very impressive. And to be honest, I really didn't try to make them super crazy. I just wanted kind of like the vibe of some tanks are standing here on the ground. And after I made them, I duplicate them, place them a little bit around, and it's actually quite funny that I actually used quite a lot of time on them, because I felt like that something was missing all the time and something didn't look right. And so it just came out to this these sort of little water tanks here I did, which is, as I said, not super impressive, but it is what it is for now. So I've said to you guys in some of the previous episodes too that the theming, my detailing parts, it's getting very repetitive for me, and it actually kind of destroys a little bit my groove in that way that I feel like, oh, if I can add some detailing here, and then I usually just end up adding the same without even thinking about it, because I know that that's what I can add here. And yeah, the update that comes in April here is, if we get some new pieces, I'm wishing and hoping that we're getting a scenery pack. I don't think, but I'm hoping. I'm really hoping, because I would love to get some new official assets, new pieces in the game. Because for now it's kind of getting a little bit boring to me with this sort of stuff, that I can't add more stuff. And I think that I might, after this little area here, start a little bit on the slums, trying to get into some sort of other mojo steampunk wise, because I have a lot of ideas on how I wanted to tackle that area. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do enjoy all this stuff that I'm building and adding, but if you guys know what I mean with the feeling that if you really can like add new stuff to your builds or to your parks, you get like this little bit of like sad face, you know, like that's just not what you planned on. Because sometimes your ideas don't go as, how do you say, like sometimes the ideas you have in your head go super far compared to what the game actually allows you to build and use. And in my case, for now, the theming, the decorations part it's getting a little bit boring to me now, because it's mainly a lot of the same things I will add. But as I said, might be better, might widen my creativity a little bit if I go over and start at the slums area a little bit, or the sewer dock ride, because I'm really feeling these this sewer vibe system everywhere. I feel like it's something that I could make very nice looking, and especially now when I have like the underground. I know in this video I cover up most of it, but I can always extend the path underneath. But anyways, back to a little bit of what I'm doing here. I made the subway, as you guys know, submarine some time ago, and I felt like it needed some sort of a connection here to this little foundation in Blackmire, and then I just used the fire exit ladders, kind of like to make this sort of a little transition bridge where they can cross over back and forth. And after I kind of made this, it gave it a little bit of better vibe and a little bit more busy. And I can assure you guys that this area, after this video is done, is gonna look super busy. But also that I was also struggling to how to do this, because also I had the curbs of the path peaking everywhere. As you can see, I tried to fix it somewhere. Somewhere it just didn't work out, so I had to improvise and place a wall there instead, or some fences, and yeah, some things just didn't work. But I usually find a backup plan in everything that doesn't work for me. Sometimes it's just not the perfect plan B, but it does the job. Let's say it like that, and that's what the main thing is sometimes. I felt like that I needed some more foliage or some more greenery around this area as well. So I do try add a few stuff a little bit around. I do also end up removing some stuff, which you will see too, where I just basically remove it and build some metal and iron and steampunk stuff instead, because it kind of like took away the all the attention kind of like got drawn a little bit to it. Here I'm adding this foam box here, or foam booth. The idea actually came from Overwatch, where there's a few, mainly King's Row, but also another map I think that has this foam box. And in some way I feel it goes okay with steampunk. And if I can add it maybe a few more places in the park, I think it would be a nice little asset. And that's also why I kind of like think of new ideas, of new decorations, new assets I can use, kind of like just to spice up every area, and also not keeping the same decorative path all the time. I was not quite sure yet what to do here at this part, because as I said, I was mainly just fiddling a little bit around, adding some things, see where it takes me. And as you can see here, I add this tree, but I do end up removing them, because as I said, the attention got drawn too much to it in that way. So even though I had a few trees everywhere, but in this specific part here, the tree didn't just really work out for me. And I also asked a few people in Discord, and they agreed and said, yeah, it might be good, maybe try another tree, or maybe just delete it. So I ended up just deleting it basically. So what you guys are seeing me do here, including this bench, is something that is gonna get removed, because I'm gonna add some other stuff here. So and also just a little thing too, a super exciting news for me, or is that got my new GPU. And it's installed, and you will see some of the gameplay on it in this video too, also the cinematics. And I would just like to give a shout out and a thank you to my good friend Kevin, which is also known as Mango Tango, who sent it to me from USA, and I got it here yesterday, and it's already in the computer. So I can't thank you enough, Kevin. Thank you so much for this. It means a lot, and I definitely saved a lot of money on this, and it's harsh times at some point, so I'm very grateful for this. And yeah, I just think you should know that. Yeah, so yeah guys, so I am so pumped. Got a new mic, got a new GPU. Things are going quite well now, and I'm also thinking about start streaming a little bit once in a while. I don't know if I will have fast states or anything, or just like whenever I feel like streaming, I just gonna turn on the streaming thing and hope for the best. Because I feel like it's something I just should have to, like, if I feel like streaming, like, okay, I just want to chill with you guys today or something, then I'm gonna do it, instead of having this where I constantly have to like be there. And yeah, I don't like that at all. I just like being very free and just do it whenever I please it. So, but that's definitely a thing I can do now as well. So I'm definitely thinking about start streaming some stuff, guys. I don't know, probably here on YouTube, maybe on Twitch. I don't know yet, but we'll see how it will go. Here I'm adding that cable and pipeline system that I did in one of the first videos actually. I haven't actually moved or used it so much afterwards, but I totally forgot it and remember it now that I had it. So I felt like I needed to do that. After I kind of did that, I feel like the ride skin itself also got some more feeling to it. It was a little bit better in that way, because it just gave it something more to look at, and it kind of got more enclosed. And then here I actually just felt like, oh, it could actually fit into the water tower here. I might move it a little bit, but for now it looks like this. So it was kind of nice I could connect all these kind of parts together and also have the small oil and water tanks in the back. And yeah, I'm okay satisfied with this so far. This area is definitely, as I said, it's going to be super compact. It's going to be clutter, and when you see all the guests walking around there too, it looks super busy, and that's kind of like the vibe I was going for here. I'm still gonna miss the second part of this. Like, you see the left side here, not where the right are, but the other side here to the chairlift. This place is not gonna be filled up so much right now. I was mainly focused on this, and then I went down below and started on the queue line, which is something I'm quite satisfied with too. I'm quite liking how that turned out as well. But I feel like that I definitely need to start trying figure out what I want to do with the slum area and what kind of style I want to go for and all that stuff, because I feel like as soon as I got that settled too, I can kind of like try to connect them, like the big wall around Blackmire that goes from the water, and then the slums. I also think I want to kind of like a slum vibe, dock or yard, like where the boat ride comes, and then maybe even have a boat ride station there too. So there may be a little bit activity, and I might also have that coaster I was telling you guys about that I have in mind, that I'm also thinking about adding. So there's still a lot of stuff, but I think that I need to sort out how I wanted kind of like the slum area to be like. I got a few reference pictures, but I don't think those are like the perfect one, so I might just go in and try to give them my own vibe and decorations on it, but definitely have that picture in mind, or pictures in mind. At this part here, I didn't really know what to do, but as you can see, the place is starting to get pretty much filled up here. And since I don't have... There's two paths here, because I couldn't connect them. So I had to figure out something I could place in the middle here, so it still looked like the paths were connected, but you can't really cross them because there are things in the way. So I'm just placing, you know, the usual scaffolding, some oil drums, and just the basic stuff here, so it feels like that there's something going on here, you know. And it is industrial, and in this area I kind of feel like I can get away with placing all kinds of crap and stuff, you know, like all the way around, because it's busy, it's industrial. You have to have that thing going on. You have to have stuff going on everywhere, you know. So I feel like I can do that without like thinking too much of how exactly like it's placed and all that stuff, because it just, as I say, just place down some pieces and then you have a little bit of clutter and all that. And now here I kind of like have this enclosed, so it feels like, as I said, these both ways are connected, but because they're working, or this is kind of like a place where they just have a few stuff, then you can't really cross it here. And I really like that, because then you don't really see that the two road or path are divided. And here I'm kind of like enclosure it in. As I said, I use the wall as covering in the curbs on the path, because it just doesn't work for me as I wanted. So and here we go down to the basement, guys, or to the underground here where the ride is and the shops are, the toilets, and I'm actually getting a lot of progress done here as well. Not here in the alley itself, or like here in the little hallway before you go inside to the ride. But I do get to theme the pip shop water shop, and then the toilet, or at least get a door on it, so it kind of like getting closed. But I'm I am mainly just detailing this entire underground here, guys. I didn't have any like thoughts on how I wanted to. It's mainly just, as I said, just piece by piece, see where it takes me. If I get any ideas, it's good. If not, then it's just to try play some new pieces and see where that takes us. So, but I think for now, guys, that I will give you guys a song or two, and then I will come back to you guys at the end and talk a little bit more before the cinematic. So yeah, enjoy, guys. Alright guys, welcome back. You saw me do some stuff on the top here. I added a little bit more trim work to the ride itself. Not that it added a little bit, but it did add that little thing that I wanted, so it just doesn't was fences. It needed like a little bit of a trim, so I gave it that, and it looked a little bit better. And I also did a little bit to the shipping part. As you guys saw, I made that little grid thing again with the pipe system underneath, which I did a few places too. I said when I did it the first time that I wanted to add it in a few places in Blackmire, so it kind of become a more common thing than just a random thing where it's just one or two places. So I'm adding that a little bit of places. Also off camera, I've added a few stuff, or definitely also have pointed out some places I wanted that grid system to be. I also did a little bit of stuff here, guys. As you see, I've started the scenery part down here. And as I said, I really wasn't quite sure what I wanted to go for here. I felt like I just needed to make it look kind of sewer-ish, but still also steampunk. But without all the water. So I guess there could be some sort of a entrance to like the sewer, but just from like a fake door perspective. I place a door next to the sewer, to the circle sewer there. I placed where that kind of should give the illusion of you can go inside there and it will lead you further into the sewer or whatnot. But I did have some fails on this part. I tried to do some more trim work on the roof or to the floor. No, not the floor. The ceiling. But it didn't work out as I thought it would go. So I did try to do something else. As you saw, I placed the big pipe there. And as soon as I placed that, I got some ideas rolling. And here I'm doing that thing I mentioned where I'm making that little entrance to the inner sewer. I felt it was kind of neat here. And I'm also covering all this up with fence. So this is kind of like an enclosure. So it feels like there's something going on in here. And the queue line is basically where you can go. It's not really any holes where you can go into and stuff. Only when you get like from the kind of like entrance to the right. You will see what I mean later on in the video. Here I'm adding the fence. I wasn't entirely sure what kind of fence I should go for, or if I should just have it like an open queue path here. But I felt like that, as I said, with the fence just adds something to it. It makes it a little bit raw and rustic, you know, and it just feels more real in that way, that there's actually some coverage that is like on this side here, on both sides actually, so they kind of like feels like they're walking in a cage, but it's just like a little security, not security. It's just like, so they're kind of like can be safe there, so they don't have to fall down and all that stuff. I really like these scaffolding pieces here. They really add so much to it. I know that they clip a little bit through floor, but there was not really anything for me to do here because I really wanted them. And it's mainly on the down here. You see, like beneath the floor or the ground itself. So you have to, you only see it when you get in here. But yeah, it's a little. I took the short fence on this one and kind of like just went with it. At the first part here, guys, I'm kind of like just creating the scene I kind of want, and then afterwards I'm gonna add the detailing. I'm getting ideas the more I put on here, like what I could add and what I could what kind of atmosphere I wanted it. So as I said, I went with the sewer thing, but still kind of like where you could, this could kind of be like the end room before you enter, and it also goes well with the turbine, since the turbine is some sort of a power generator too, energy generator. So it kind of makes sense that all this kind of like goes together hand in hand, I would say. And it's also, as I said, beneath the ground, so I didn't have to go super crazy with the detailing. Some of you may say I did, but for me, I actually felt I could add a little bit more of clutter and stuff. But I was also like, they should also be able to move, or like the illusion of them to like go back and forth, all this stuff I'm adding. And it's nothing crazy, guys, as you can see. It's mainly just some pipes and all the usual steampunk stuff I add. But I do like the end result of it, nevertheless. I mean, it does look cool. And of not having any idea of what I wanted and basically just go with it, wing it, I'm pretty satisfied. But as I say, I do get a little bit tired of looking at the same pieces over and over again. I know I can maybe go in a creative way and try to find new ways to make contraptions, cranes, pipe systems, you know, all the works, but I just don't feel like doing that at this point, because I don't know. I'm just hoping that this update here will give us something that I can take with me into Blackmire, all my other projects as well. It's not that I'm going into like a creator's block. It's nothing like that, because I can still build and all. It's just tiring of me to place the same pieces, that's all. And now I'm gonna stop saying it, because I've been mentioning it in a lot of my videos now, but I still keep on building and adding. So behind the fence here, I felt like I needed something too that were like kind of like working like a mechanical system thing. So I started this little thing. The big one was way too big, as you could see. So I just made my own and kind of like put them two together and some sort of gave it a little wheel, like the rotating wheel, just to give it some mechanical illusion and such. And I think it went okay, and especially when you see it behind the fence, it looks kind of raw and kind of cool. And it also feels like something is like going full power here, and it goes well with the surroundings. And as I said, some of these areas is pretty bare, like the floor. I felt like I could have maybe have put some crumble on, more newspaper, but it also kind of feels like meh when I place the same newspaper lying around all the way. But I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I just felt like this particular thing, the mechanical thing behind the fence here, was just what needed here in the back. And as I said, I do end up closure it in a little bit more, or no, not enclosure it in, but adding a lot more pipes behind it, because I feel like when you come from the entrance where you go straight into the queue, on the left side where you've seen me make that glass that goes from the shop where you can actually look inside, I felt like something was needed there, so I did that there. Here I'm adding a little thing I thought was kind of funny. I'm making this lever, or these levers. The one is pulled and one is not. And then I make a sign that says, don't pull the lever. And in that way, that is supposed to be like, if you pull this other lever, then you're gonna shut down the entire system. So I felt like it was kind of a little fun Easter egg. I don't know if it was an Easter egg in particular. Whatever. I feel like I could add a little bit more of these few things here to Blackmire, like a button that says don't touch the button, you know, just some simple things, but just also kind of funny and something for people to go wander about and find stuff. I do like it though, yo. So, but I did do this, and it was actually kind of a little bit of a struggle, since I didn't have any small white pieces that could do, so it kind of felt like a lever, or like, you know, like the thing where you can move it in around it. Like it's not plastic. Is it rubber? I think it's rubber. I don't know. Nevertheless, but I think it's okay. And then with the rotating wheel on the left, it kind of makes sense. It kind of feel like those two things are working together. So here you see me do the little sign here. I did end up using the spooky font, I think. Yeah, you can see here. Because I felt like the other ones were too like spacey, or just like too common, and I felt like this was way better. I needed something a little bit on this wall here, so I put up the wanted sign. I feel like since we are in the like the wasteland area, kind of like metal. I think that this Wild Western poster fits okay for the purpose for now. So I let it hang there, and I might add a few more stuff around the park as well. It okay. I mean, we don't have a lot of these things, so we might as well just use it as good as we can for good purposes. We're almost at the end here, guys. And as you can see, we're almost... I'm adding a little bit of lighting. Unfortunately, I don't have any nighttime lighting for you guys, but I do have some nice cinematic shots for you. So, guys, let me know what you think of it all. And, yeah, I would love to hear them, guys. You know, I always appreciate you guys' comments. And, have an awesome day, my dudes. Hope I will see you in the next video. And, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the cinematics. Bye.